The war between Israel and Hamas has resumed, as we've been reporting, after the ceasefire. But we here at CBS 2 are blessed to have Doug Williams back home. He spent 2 weeks in Israel reporting on the war for CBS News and CBS stations across the country. So we just wanted to take a few minutes this morning and kind of talk about your trip. We're happy that you're back and you're back home safe.
Well, I'm appreciative for a lot for CBS 2 and CBS News sending me, and for you guys being, you asked me both weekends that I was reporting from there with you how I was doing, and that was really, I really appreciated that, and I appreciate our producers and everybody taking the time to talk about it today.
So just to give people kind of the behind the scenes, you went through a week of safety training here before they even told you you're definitely going, right?
Yeah, and normally it's a little bit more in depth, but we sort of, because the conflict started really kind of quickly, we had to get in the classroom basically, and you learn about the equipment you're going to need to wear. You learn a lot of first aid stuff, but also situational awareness things, just what to do and what not to do in a war zone. It was incredibly valuable, yeah.
So you flew from here to Tel Aviv within like a couple of days. I think you had like a day notice.
2 days notice.
2 days notice.
But again, it's such a cool feeling to know that you're lucky enough to get an assignment like that. So it kind of overcomes you instead of the stress of getting on a plane and uprooting the next few weeks of your life. It's more so, I can't wait to get there and start trying to tell stories.
And the majority of your time was in Tel Aviv. What was it like? What was it like there?
It was oddly normal at times, and you're seeing the video on the screen of one of the intercepts of the Iron Dome and rocket barrage that was happening one of the last few nights we were there. That's sort of a way to tell you that Tel Aviv did not always feel like that, and people have been surprised since I got home when I tell them that we went out to dinner, we walked around, the beach was populated and beautiful, and so at times Tel Aviv does feel normal, but when you have 10 or 15 minutes where you forget why you are where you are, and then the sirens go off or something goes off on your phone and you realize, okay, yeah, this is not a normal peacetime Tel Aviv. I am still in a war zone, even though you're about 37 miles from Gaza in Tel Aviv, but it's still very active. It's just at times you feel like you're in a bustling city.
But you did go to the border.
We did, yeah. We went to Sderot, which is just about a mile from the border. And one of the challenges of reporting on this, and this isn't just a reporter talking about reporting, I think people at home will understand this just as viewers and listening to all the TV coverage of this conflict, is that if you're like me and you arrive a month in, you don't have safe access to Gaza. It was 3 or 4 days before I left that they started to let reporters go in, but that was with IDF supervision. So you're basically on a field trip and seeing whatever the Israeli forces want you to see. That's, it's better than nothing, and every reporter will, of course, say yes to that opportunity. But we didn't have the opportunity to go into Gaza and actually be with the Palestinian people.
This was as close as you could get.
Yeah, and experience what they were experiencing. So we got as close as we could at the border at the time, just to sort of give myself, honestly, a sense of what the people a mile away are dealing with and what you see and what you hear. It helps kind of complete the picture as close as you can to what's going on there.
And your family, your wife, your parents were incredibly supportive. I asked you, were they scared for you?
Yeah, they couldn't have been more supportive, and I appreciate it more than anything because, like you said, I had 2 days warning. I had gone through the training weeks ahead of that, but sort of normal life starts again, and it goes into the back of your head, and when you get sent, even if you knew in the back of your mind it might happen, it's jarring. But just the support and being able to talk to them, and I asked for their advice and sort of their help with a lot of different things, and couldn't have been more helpful. And my little dog Milo and wife Emily were excited when I
I'm sure they were thrilled, but I'm sure you'll never forget. I mean, I can't imagine you'll never forget the people you talked to and the things that you saw.
Yeah, like I said, the difficulty of not being able to really be in touch as much as I would like to with Palestinian people was part of what made the conflict challenging to cover. The other part is the information war. The two sides of the conflict giving the media completely different stories of the same thing, whether it's a hospital or a siege or really any aspect of the conflict. You're told as a viewer two different experiences and two different stories of the same event. However, being in Israel, being able to speak to Israelis. I spoke to soldiers and civilians and cab drivers and restaurant workers, all to sort of frame my thoughts on the conflict as a whole. I had never been there before, and I just one of the things that they really wanted to convey was how fresh the attacks of October 7th feel to this day, and they're terrified that over time the world will forget about those atrocities. I mean, I was, just to give you an example, when I was there, I had spoken to an uncle of a missing niece when I was in New York reporting on this, and I got there, I set up an interview with him and the parents as well, and the day of the interview they found out that she was dead. She was missing. Gosh. So again, these things are still coming out. They don't know the total numbers yet.
And there's still over 100 hostages, and there's still so much to report on.
Absolutely.
You did a fantastic job
thank you so much.
Bringing it home.
I really appreciate it.
And I know
you guys.
our viewers appreciated it as well.
Yeah.
So we're glad that you're back, and you're back
safely. It was an
safely.
honor, honestly.